Peace, this is an announcement. I'll be doing a live webinar on the 22nd of August 2015. In that webinar, it will be concerning how to get the most out of your reading, or how to get the most from your reading, whether that be a personal or a general reading. And we're going to get into that deeply on that time. It's going to be an hour-long webinar, and I look forward to seeing you there. It will be live, so it'll be at 3 p.m., and I will announce it to those people, especially who are signed up to my newsletter at naturallyhighlife.com. Sign up there to be reminded of when that webinar is coming out as well. Next thing is a question and answer video coming out by the 15th of August, which is the week in before. Both of them take place on a Saturday. This is not going to be live, but it is going to be a video that I'll release answering your questions. If I have some time, I'll release that video maybe a day earlier. So get your questions to me, and the most popular questions will be answered on that video. I look forward to answering your questions, and I know you all have been asking me about my clairaudience, clairsentience, how I have learned how to channel, or who are my guides, who am I speaking with, and how did that come to be? How long did I know that I was this way, or psychically open, intuitive, whatever? I look forward to answering your questions. I hope your week has been good. I hope your month has been flowing the way that you would like it to, or I hope that you're gaining some understandings that resonate with you pretty well. So this week I did do some things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And so I have a store on Etsy where I'm offering guided meditations for specific cards out of the tarot deck. And I started off with 5. So there's 5 different guided meditations, and the theme is for a specific card in the tarot deck. You will find those on Etsy, and my name on there is Naturally High Life, and it's on Etsy. The other thing you can find is the other offerings that are listed in the description area underneath this video. I'll also link you to the Etsy meditations also that I did, well, the ones that are on that store. I do have a new angel card deck coming, and of course it's not here yet, but there is a new deck that I'm working with today. The Osho Tarot deck is what I'm doing your cards with today, and one of the Angels of Atlantis cards. And so by the next time I do this reading, I am definitely hoping the new angel cards will be here so we can do your cards with those. I've definitely appreciated working with several of you who have gotten in touch with me for readings, and definitely has been a pleasure to meet you. There's nothing more that I love doing than assisting with transformation and working with the tarot and oracles, angel cards, channeling messages, and really working with others to bring about change and self-improvement, which assists me as well in my life too. Many things speak to me too as I'm working with many of you. So do check out the offerings underneath the site, and let's get right in to your reading. I may have some other announcements at the end, but the 3 crystals we're working with today are a generator quartz crystal. So I really feel like this is a month of abundance. This is a number 8 month for me, so it's been very busy this month and some of last month. A green moss agate, which is such a juicy creative stone that I'm loving right now. And then I have a pink opal gemstone here, and that's just divine love for real. Love it. So let's get into your reading. At the beginning of the week, you have some very powerful energies that are emerging, that are coming up on the surface. These energies are keeping some people up at night. I would advise you from looking at the first card, which is the number 9 sorrow card. It's the 9 of swords in the major, well, it's in the minor arcana in the tarot deck. But this is the Osho tarot deck. So we're going to give some guidance for this reading from this. And basically, it is a time when enlightenment, deeper understandings and truths can come forth to you, beginning the week, starting off the week, and even from last week, that are very powerful. And this energy that is playing out for some of you is one that has brought about sadness. It's brought about worry, guilt, grief, things like that. And it's basically a message and a call for you to allow certain things to fall away and to not feel slighted about it. Also, to get out of your mind and get out of thinking about things in a negative way. That could be also what's happening. It could also be that someone is creating a nightmare type of situation by looking at something from an angle where it doesn't have to be looked at that way, because there are other ways to look at it. There's several. It seems like this is a very prickly and sharp situation too that some of you are dealing with. So this could definitely be some business matters, some communication issues, some things that have to do with changing one's mindset. I do see that it's important for that to happen. And how many times do we have certain negative thoughts come to our mind that we have to get into another state of mind and choose to focus on something that is a bit higher vibrationally. And this doesn't happen by itself. It is something that is detrimental to us if we don't do it, but it's also something that is deliberate when it happens. It's something we say, to ourselves, hey, why am I focusing on this? And let me do something different. That's what happens. Without being deliberate, it doesn't really happen, And of course, we do get what we focus on the most. So it can be automatic for some people, because after a while of practicing and working with seeing things differently, having a different mindset, it does just happen. And for some people, it seems to click right into place, but that's because intentionally they have set the tone to focus their attention on other areas of life besides sadness, doom and gloom, what's not working. And they shift it to what's working, to things like celebrating, being in the moment, and that in itself eases the mind. So some of you need to ease your mind and rest. And the situation that's difficult is bringing about a huge change in you, and maybe that's what's necessary and needed. But remember, it's not here to stay. Things are passing. So it's not going to stay that way. Do stay encouraged. Do stay encouraged. The guides are saying like 3, 4, 5 times. How can you encourage yourself more? Next card is receptivity. And looking at this card speaks to being open, being ready, being open, stepping up to the plate and saying, I'm here. I've got this. Yes, let's get into this. And really paying attention and seeing beyond illusions. Because the negative side of this card, this is the Queen of Cups in the Major Arcana deck of tarot cards. This is the Osho tarot deck. So this is a card that is, telling me that it's about intuition. It's about getting out of the way mentally and really accepting, being open and freeing yourself of limiting beliefs and worries to make way for what it is that you want. This speaks to me especially about love, because some of us do not know what it is to be loved. We don't know what love feels like. And when it comes, sometimes we run away from it. Sometimes we have a mindset of, this can't be real. You can't be serious. Sometimes we jump in too fast and we allow people into our lives that do not belong there. Sometimes we often mistake lust for love when it's not. But this is saying to be open to something new. For some of you, this is a new day. And something may have touched some of you emotionally. I'm feeling like somebody's been touched emotionally by someone, and they're ready to make a move, maybe even to move in with this person. And this is a time when Venus is retrograde, and that may not be the best time to do that. So definitely check in with yourself to see how you feel about the situation. It may not be a time to jump all the way in, but it is a time to be receptive and to listen and to count your blessings and to look at the messages and just let them come and go. Maybe not to act on them right now, but to be receptive, to be open, to see what's there. And soon enough, there will be a time to take action on certain things. Also, trust your intuition, trust your instincts, trust your gut. All right? But it is a great energy of this. Feels like bliss and bubbling over with joy when I see this card, and being in sync with your feelings, and also feeling, health-wise, feeling balanced too. Feeling balanced. So what kind of routine, what are you working on right now that can bring about more balance in your life, and what can assist with helping you be more receptive to the things that are trying to make their way to you? This is saying right now. The next card that came up is success. And this card, this is the Six of Wands in the minor arcana deck of tarot cards, and you have a person who is riding a tiger, and they're riding a tiger, and they're literally not holding on at all. So there is the danger here of being so focused on all the celebrations that you don't pay attention to details. But there also is a very good feeling vibe here too with this card, one that shows that you are going to receive with receptivity. If you're open to it, you're going to receive accolades, appreciation, and so much from having the courage to step forward and break through any limitations that may have started off at the beginning of the week. Things that you may not have thought you could get through. But finally, by saying, you know what, I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to go rest, I'm going to give myself a break, and I'm going to appreciate my moments right now, success happens. It's going to happen. It's showing that you don't really have to micromanage a thing this week. Paying attention to details is important, but being in the moment is very key to having a breakthrough this week, moving forward, feeling on top of the world. This shows here. But do watch balancing the fun with the work. There is a lot of work to do. I'm feeling that. A lot of work to do. And leaving behind chaotic, crappy situations for something new, something better. Also, the next card coming up is the Fool. And we all know this card. We've seen this before. This card in this deck is what it is. It is what it is in the major arcana tarot deck. And you have a person here who is being shown, Seems like this card came up in the last reading, or someone I did a reading for just got this recently. And it's like, go back to the basics. Remember that you are in an ever continuing cycle. And this cycle is one of constantly starting over, being at the beginning, being at the end. And at any given moment, you can be back at that point of starting. And trusting, being naive, at any moment that can happen. Being innocent, feeling free, trusting in the universe that things are taken care of. There is an energy here playing out this week, especially on Thursday, just saying look at things and look at just how complete the universe is while we're in it. Look at just how much we're loved in the universe for being who we are, where we are, doing what we do. No matter how hard the journey is ahead, this card reminds us that things will work out. And you don't have to know all the answers. Some of us have to have all the facts before we even take one step. Some of us feel like we need to have ideas upon ideas, and we need to research everything before we even take the first step. And this card is letting you know that you're well on your way. Do watch your step at times from being overly buoyant or overly enthusiastic. But going back to the receptivity card, be receptive, be balanced in your movement. But there will be a feeling of wanting to just jump out there and do your thing. It's like being fearless, reminding you to let go of fears and to embrace your success. Good energies playing out this week. The next card coming up is past lives. And the past lives card is number 18. And that is the moon card in the major arcana tarot deck. Oracles. I mean, not oracles, but the tarot deck. So we're working with the Osho tarot deck here. And when I see this card, like, I picked up that something with past lives would be coming up. So this is saying to me that ancestors have a message right now for some of you listening to this. And that message is speaking about the fact that they may be gone, but you are still here. And they're able to assist you from another place. That because they've moved on, that doesn't mean you have to stop. That you have to be sad. That you have to hold back on being who you are and being the best that you can be right now. They're telling you to stop. And it doesn't mean that you have to constantly look back over your shoulder, because you need to know this week that you are deserving. You need to know in this lifetime that you don't have to do anything to be deserving, because it's you. And you deserve good things. You are loved and you're not alone. This message has come through here and there. But for this week, they're saying too that you're connected to those people who are in your life right now too. And that you cannot just run away from it, because the lesson has to play out. There's something that you're there to learn. If you find yourself on an ever continuing wheel of foolishness, chaos, and nonsense, and you find yourself complaining a lot, they're saying to write down. They said, at least I saw 3. Write down 3 lessons that you have learned from the relationships, the partnerships, from the interactions, from your day-to-day, from your life path, from your overall life journey so far, from your family or what have you. What are some things, they say up to 3, 10, or 20 things that you have learned, or more, but especially up to 20, Deep lessons you've learned this lifetime that have really touched your heart and that have changed you. For the worse or for the better, it doesn't matter. But the lesson is to let you know that you did not just get started in this life, that there was a life before and there may be one after as well. You know, unless you decide you don't want to incarnate anymore and you decide to leave this world as a master realized, then you'll be off the wheel of coming back here and continuing these different lives. But no man is an island to himself. So call upon your ancestors, your guides, and allow them to step through and assist you with where you are. You are connected. The intuition is connected to many different realms. It is. And some of you are working with different visions that come from different realms and things like that, that aren't even ready to be born right now, but you have them. So do not worry if certain things have not come to pass that you've seen visions of or intuited in your life so far, in your visions or your dreams, because sometimes it's not going to happen right now. This is telling you that certain things will also take time. Okay? The other thing is, it seems like certain things are completely new, but you are merely practicing. And certain things are on repeat. And until those lessons are realized, you'll be on repeat. And some of us don't want to be on repeat on certain lessons. It's like, look, this is enough already. Let me have something. I'm ready for something else. I'm tired of this. I'm ready. I'm done. What am I here to learn? When can I move on? We have free will. So write down the lessons that you've learned and tell your universe, tell your guides, tell them to assist you with getting to the next level. And you all know I can assist you with bridging the gap too. Next card. The next card brings me back to the past lives card. It's also, to me, also talking about beware of illusions. Living in illusions. Know that, and I'm talking about the security card with Archangel Zadkiel and the past lives card, but that right now, some of us want to be so spiritual, not realizing being spiritual is living right now, is enjoying the moment right now, being, in this time, like really being present. Some of us are worried about money, resources, and the best thing that we can do is write down, number one, like those things, those goals, those opportunities that we want to see unfold in our life, visualizing them happening, connecting with those other people who are doing what we want to do or who are already where we want to be. Bringing down to earth certain wishes, hopes, desires, and realizing that sometimes fear will be a part of it. But fear isn't real, and we can step right through the illusion of that, right to where we want to be. Archangel Zadkiel says to some of you who are in relationships and certain things simply for the security of it, but you're not happy. You'll be reframing your focus this month. That's what's shown. And Venus is retrograde. And Saturn just went direct. I think Uranus is retrograde. And soon Mercury will be retrograde not long from now, but not this month. So use this month to clarify the type of security that you want as a as a being who knows that they can do what it is that they want to do. Remember that you are the chooser, you are the doer. And part of the way that you will get success, we will get success, is by setting up small things to do from day to day, step by step, with purpose, with intention, and we'll get there. It doesn't happen by accident. People don't just stumble to success. What do you want for yourself? Ask yourself that question. Insecurity shall come as a result of you identifying with and me identifying with what it is that is for you. That lights you up when you think about it. All right, what brings that success? Because success is crowning the reading. It's right above the security card. So it's happening. It's happening. So what you're doing also is working. So keep at it and work it. And some of you definitely know who I'm talking to. But let go of the sadness. It's passing. These are good cards. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing and everything that you do. Do connect with me via the links underneath this video. And look forward to the next things. Like I said, there are meditations, because meditation is the name of the game. It's the next step to motivation and being inspired. Then you got to take action. You got to take action by journaling. You got to take action by reflecting. Meditation helps to solidify the focus and the desire, the intentions. It helps to solidify it and program your spirit with it, what it is that you want. Because again, it just doesn't happen by accident. It is something that you do from day to day, or month to month, or week to week, by taking certain steps, tuning into different things that are positive for you, that keep reminding you of who you are, what you're here for, what you came to do. It is the mind that, it is a part of the magic. It is a part of it. Because we do create our reality by what we think, what we focus on. So, I hope you really like the Osho Tarot deck. I fell in love with it when I got it. I literally did. I pulled certain cards. I did some readings for myself. But when I read, tears. That's all I can say. I really fell in love with it. So the meditations that I do, they'll be done with this deck and an angel deck. I'll do the angel card meditations. Probably this week I'll start to post those too. But for now, the ones that are posted, they'll be done with the Osho Zen Tarot deck, because I just love that. I mean, man. So I will let you go now. This has been longer than what I said it would be. So we'll talk soon. Peace, love, and blessings. And be the best that you can be for you. Peace, love, light, and abundance. This is Sarita closing out. Do tune in and connect with me in one way or another. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. Go to my website at naturallyhighlife.com. That's naturallyhighlife.com. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you.